Well, we're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver. This is May 5th, 2017. I've just listened to several talks, and one of them was given by Peter Tallman. He's the president and CEO of Klondike Gold. It's a story that I've been following in my newsletter for some time, one that I'm watching very carefully because I think it has great upside potential. There are a couple of questions, though, I do want to ask Peter with respect to the talk he just gave. Peter, really good to see you again. And I wonder if you can give our viewers a little idea of what sort of the size and scope of this target that you're looking at. This is the old Klondike, and you believe that you found the mother lode or the source of massive amounts of gold that's been, placer gold that's been mined. Do I have that right?
The placer gold that was mined, there were 20 million ounces of that recovered. There are numerous sources. So any source. So far in the last 120 years, nobody has been able to document a single source, unlike in California and other places where there have been lots of them. Except today, what I presented was one target that it's a 4-kilometer long gold and soil anomaly. It's a geophysical 2-kilometer long anomaly. This is from old historic data, and we drilled it in October of last year and released the results January of this year. Drilled 17 holes, 14 of those hit, and what we found is disseminated gold. For the first time in the Klondike, it's not quartz vein, and the disseminated gold unit is very thick. The best hole was 2.4 grams over 37 meters, true thickness starting from surface. So it's sitting directly above Bonanza Creek, which had 4 million ounces of gold produced from it. And we've documented a thrust fault that controls the gold, which extends over to El Dorado Creek, which is the other prolific creek in the Klondike. That had 3 million ounces of gold produced from it. And we've found gold on that side as well. So we have a model, and we've been able to demonstrate that there's gold there, and it's directly related to where the gold is found in the creeks.
Right. So you have a model now because before you became involved with this project, I know there were some naysayers who were quite convinced that all the gold had been eroded away. After all, 20 million ounces down in the creeks and so forth. So I guess your model proved them wrong, essentially, because now you're finding hard rock sources of gold that seem to be probably the source of what they've been mining for many years. Right?
We can directly relate the gold that we're finding in bedrock to the gold that is recovered in the placers.
Right.
That's one. Number two, the previous explorers didn't find much, if anything. And in the last 2 years, we've found 87 different outcrops of visible gold in it that we can say, yes, it isn't eroded off, because we're finding a lot of it in bedrock and in drilling.
Well, let me ask you about the dissemination that you've discovered now for the first time there. Does that portend for the possibility of an open pit possibility, or is that something that you're going to be doing more drilling and try to figure out if that is a possibility? Or you might have a large-scale open pit mine with going underground. It's too early to know. I realize that, but
it's too early to know. It is certainly a bulk tonnage target that has considerable scope. And what really we're looking for is at least a 1 million ounce target. This actually would exceed that we have to go drill the rest of it. But we know that for over 700 meters, there's a considerable amount of gold there. It's continuous. Over the 700 meters we've tested, we have another 3.3 kilometers to go that we know of. And so we have some surveying to do and quite a lot of drilling coming up within the next 2 weeks to start.
This is a monster project. What's the size of the land package?
We have 527 square kilometers of ground. The property is 55 kilometers in length. This particular target is only 4 kilometers of that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So one of the things that I've heard some people I respect, they say, yeah, but we don't know that it's continuous. I mean, you can have blotches of gold here and there, but unless you have continuity, you don't necessarily have an economic story. What can you tell us about what are your thoughts on that? First of all, you haven't done that much drilling yet. I would say that would be my response, but how do you respond to that?
The game changer here is discovering disseminated gold. So all the gold in the Klondike as it's known today has been quartz vein gold. The quartz veining, the mineralization we see in quartz veining has it's quartz veins with wall rock that have no gold in between. So the continuity is difficult, challenged. There's gold there, and I mean, if we ever discover a mine, then it might work. But this disseminated bulk tonnage gold is disseminated. It's consistent all the way through a large volume of rock as we understand it.
Well, you certainly have a very large-scale project, and you have a drill program that is designed this year. It seems very modest compared to many that I have seen. Modest compared to the size of your project, and I'm wondering if you're still, like maybe envision something much larger, perhaps next year, or because how late can you drill in the Klondike? You can't go all through the whole year, so you.
We've done. 2 years ago, we did $1 million in exploration. Last year, we did $1 million. This year, we're doing $2 million, and we have the potential to increase that. But exploration on our project is very cheap, so we're looking at 5,000 meters, so 50 holes to start. We can actually increase that even in the budget that we have. And that's a lot of drilling.
That's a lot of drilling, and you have a shallow target. I guess that's part of the reasons you're not looking.
Surface.
Though these things could go deep, your lateral potential is really great. So you're looking to.
We will be drilling several deep holes to test some deep target potential, and that'll be a kind of a voyage of discovery. Who knows what we'll get? But if that could also unlock a lot more interest.
Well, it is a very exciting story for sure, which is why I own it and why I have it in my newsletter. I want to wish you all the best. We'll be watching every press release that comes out. I'll certainly be telling my subscribers about it. I wish you well. Peter, good to talk to you again.
Thank you very much.